What's up, you guys? So today we're gonna replace rotors and pads on the 2016 Mustang GT. We got them from Advanced Auto Parts, part number YH524202P. Got the platinum ones. So the first thing we gotta do is jack it up and remove the tire. Alright guys, so I already loosened down the lug nuts, so I'm gonna jack it up. If you guys remember, I installed the Steeda rail bars, jacking rails, so that's where I'm gonna be lifting it up from. I'll show you in a bit how it looks. Look at that massive tire. Alright guys, so it's jacked up. Safety first. Now for the fun part. Alright guys, so the bolts for the caliper, they are 14s. So I loosened the line so that way I could move it more. As you can see, they're scratched already. Not enough life on it. Better safe than sorry, right? Another thing you gotta do is, in order to compress the piston in, you gotta take the cap off the master cylinder so that way all the fluid can come up. All right, so in order to remove the bracket, we gotta take out another bolt that is right here. That one's a 19, so that way I can pull everything out. After some knuckles being broken, I was able to take out those bolts that holds the bracket. It's a lot of work. Old one out. Let's check out the new ones. They are painted so it won't get rust like that. So one thing we could do is just clean the rounding so that way next time it could be easier to pull out the rotor. But other than that, pretty simple. All we gotta do is retract the caliper piston. But for that one, we need a special tool, which I have lost. Oh, it's right here. It should be that one. So while you're here, you can inspect your struts, springs, any links, your axles. So one thing I forgot to mention is that the new rotors come with the oil, so that way it doesn't rust while it's on the bag, on the package. So we would have to use the brake cleaner to just clean it around. And then, well, let's clean this a bit and I'll show you the final result. So a little bit of cleanup. Just put this back together. All right, so it's the same process. The two bolts here, you gotta tighten them, then re-clean it. Then the piston, just make sure that the line does not have any pressure on it, because you could rip it or tear it since it's a rubber one. So just make sure there's no tension on it. All right, so there are sides for the brake pads. So the one without the metal clip, that's the one that tells you when you need brakes. So you can see they're already gone. That one goes on the inside. Then this one goes on the inside. On the outside, I mean. Example, this one be going here. and then the other one will be behind it. All right, guys, so that's the final product. New rotor, brake pads. So the process is the same, just put back the tire and the other side was the same. A little recap: loosen the caliper bolts, then the bracket. Just make sure the hose does not have any tension when you put the caliper somewhere, in order for you to take out the rotors and the bracket. All we got left to do is the other side, and let's just mount the tire, and well, same process. Okay. All right, guys, so final product, it went from that to that. So for anything, since you did the brake, the piston is all the way inside, it's not gripping, no brakes, you might want to pump it at least 3 times, so that way the brake can adjust itself. All right, so now for the other side. All right, guys, so I came into an issue. I was watching videos about the Mustang's faults, and apparently the bolt for the head gasket is loose. So we're gonna have to tighten it so that way we don't have no leaks or any pressure on it. Yep, so it's only one. We're gonna tighten them, at least all of them. All right, guys, so I had to flip the car because I couldn't fit over there. So on to the next tire. It took me about an hour because the bolts were really tight. I got it back in like 3 years ago, and it's a 16, so I'm guessing they never replaced the rear brakes, so the bolts are really tight. So it's the same process: take out the tire, loosen it, take out the caliper bolt, the bracket bolts, and then release it and just clean. We try to do the brake pads on this Audi A3, but since it has the electronic parking brake, we have to bypass it, but we do not have the tools. So let's see if in the future we're able to, but meanwhile we gotta take it to a dealer. All right, okay, guys, so these are the tools I use to loosen the tire. I use a size 14, 19, 10, and then the ratchet with extension, and then the breaker bar, some penetrating oil, because it looks like I said, it's been years that they haven't replaced the brake pads. So you can see, although the front ones are the ones that go out first, but I mean the back ones, they do need service as well. So let's get it. This is the end result. As you can see, looks mint, fresh. Let's check out the other side. And this is how they look after 4 years, I'm guessing. I think I could have got some just brake pads, but I didn't know how they had the rotors, so I just did the whole brake system. So comment down below if you liked the video. Remember to subscribe and like the video. Comment down below on what else I could do better. How can I improve my videos, my quality, or just my speech. We are not perfect. Or what else should I do to the Mustang? Should I lower it? But if you live in Chicago, then there's a lot of holes and bumps, which sucks. Just comment down below and let me know what you guys want to see in the next videos.